friend, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I will be doing a just like massive Project Pan finale. So I don't know if you've noticed. I don't know what would have clued you in on this. Maybe my just non-existent updating, non-existent posting for like 7 months, something like that. But I decided to just do a massive Project Pan finale instead of just breaking it up into each individual project. It just seemed like a lot to do. I might just have my Pan Those Shadows be its own video, or I just might not do a finale at all, or maybe I'll do something on like TikTok or Instagram or something. I don't know. It's a long story of why I have not been posting. Honestly, in a sense, I have no idea. But anyways, that is a long intro for literally no reason, per usual. I'm just so lost with my long form content, but I'm trying to get back into it because YouTube was my first love, so I want to get back to it. Anyways, that was a long spiel of something for literally no reason whatsoever. Anyways, yes, I'm doing a massive Project Pan video finale thing. And yeah, before we get to it, be sure to subscribe. Like I said, my name is Katie. I post beauty, lifestyle, lots of panning videos. Panning is kind of my focus these days, but I also throw beauty in there. And yeah, let's just get to it. Okay, this is going to be a little complicated because I'm not even really sure what's in what project. So in editing, I will do my best to say it or put it on the screen if I don't say it, but we're just gonna get to it. So the first thing I panned this year was the Love Strung Artist Couture, whatever this blush thing. I think I wanted to use these like 10 times or something like that. I didn't really make a dent on these. I did use this. Not my favorite thing. Also not the worst thing in the world, if that makes sense. But I don't know how I feel on this or anything, or if it's something I will eventually declutter, but I work on this. I want to say this was in my cats and dogs project, but I'm honestly not sure. Okay, so I believe I do have a couple finishes, but we'll obviously save those to the end. This one I can't remember what project I put this in. It might have been cats and dogs, but I'm honestly not sure. But this is my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I of course hit pan. I'm obsessed with this. I love this. So that was actually fun to pan when I was panning. Another one I know this was for sure in cats and dogs, and this is the Too Faced Love Flush blush. I call this my Cooper blush. This is my like pet blush. Like it's like a product to remind you of your pet, and this reminded me of Cooper because he used to call him my king. It's called Your Love is King, so that was kind of my story behind that. I did use this a fair bit, but didn't really make a dent on it. I don't know if I do cats and dogs next year, I don't know if it's returning, but if I do cats and dogs next year, I think I will include this and stuff. I think that would be fun. I don't know if I'm going to. I think next year for panning, I might have to scale things back just to see how things are going, you know what I mean? This, I can't remember if it was cats and dogs or what project it was, but this is the Fenty highlight. It's like in this pink shade. I did use this quite a bit. Like the emblem is literally, I don't even think it's even existent. So I was able to use a lot of that up, which was good. And then I also had the Bare Minerals bronzer in there, which I did use a decent bit of, but I definitely need to work with this more. It's not something I for sure I'm gonna pan next year, but just putting it out there. I also use these a bit. These are like the Complex Culture. These are the Good Lighting highlighter duos, and I used these both like quite a bit. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but I think there's slight dips in there, or at least on the one there is. I like these. Maybe I'll pan them again. I really don't know. And I also use the Glam Light S'mores. I didn't use these too much, but I did pan them, and that one honestly, there's something going on there. I know this was in Partners in Cream, and this is just way too light for me and stuff. But you can definitely tell I used it. I don't know if I'm gonna go right back into this in the like beginning of next year, but it's definitely something that I want to pan. Okay. I also put this lipstick in there, which this is Flower Beauty. It's a really pretty shade too. I believe this is in Cats and Dogs. I didn't really use it too much, but I definitely, if I pan something, I might put this in there. I also put in, I forget what project this was in, but the cream bronzer in Amber. I was going to sell this, but look at how bad that looks because I had to repress it because there's a brush shade in there. I don't know, it's not my favorite, but I definitely want to work on this next year in some project. I also have the Danessa Myrix, whatever this thing is on there. I believe it's like a prime. I was using it as a primer. I definitely need to get back to this next year. I believe I put this in Partners in Cream. I'm pretty sure. I also was panning quite a few glosses. So I was panning the Ram Beauty lip oil. This the applicator's super weird. Like it's essentially just like plastic, and then it has like the opening, and it's like a metal ball, and I just think it's so weird. But this is definitely something I want to use up because I don't love the packaging. And then I also had the NYX gloss in there, and I did pretty good with that. Like it's almost to the halfway point, so I'll definitely have to put that in again next year. I believe I also took out the stopper. So I'm pretty sure I did, so I could get more product out, but I definitely could pan this again next year. Another lip product is this Salt Life from Tarte. I have several of these, but I just need to use up this little baby. Like, can we actually get this used up? I used up a bit, but I definitely need to get back to it next year. And I put this in my regular project so many freaking times. And then also this gloss from ColourPop. I think I told myself, I don't know, the smell is just weird, but I think I told myself I was going to try and use up as much as I could. I don't know. I might put this in a project early next year so I can use up more. We'll kind of see with that. This I kind of forgot about, but this is like it's from Keys Soul Care, and it's in the shade Inspiration. This reminds me a lot of Black Honey from Clinique. It really does. Like, it's not identical, but it reminds me so freaking much of that. And then I totally forgot about this as well. This is like the e.l.f. Dewy Stick. I think that's what it's called. And I have so much product left of this, but I was using this, and I don't necessarily want to use it up, but I was trying to get use on it. This is in such weird packaging where I'm like, when am I ever going to use this up? Because the packaging on that is so weird. But this is like the Hearts gloss from Pat McGrath Labs and stuff. But I definitely need to use that up eventually. I also have this Pixie Peach brightening correcting gel. Like I have several of these, like just in general, from different brands, and I definitely need to start using them. So that was in Partners in Cream. I didn't use it too much, but I definitely need to get back to it. And then I really want to use up both the Halo Glow contour and then the highlight in Rose Quartz. This is, I just think, too light, but I definitely need to put these back in rotation next year as well. And then this one's so close to being used up that I might honestly try to do it on my own. But this is like the Say Super Glowy Gel, and I do love this stuff, but I definitely need to try and use this fully up. So I might honestly do that on my own time, and then you'll catch it in an Empties video. And then I have like 2 things I definitely used up and 2 things that I need to. So I used up this Nikki Tutorials Ofra Collab Highlight in Glazed Donut. This just wasn't the best shade for my tones. But I did end up using it up. It did shatter at some point, but then I used it up. So you'll catch that in Empties. And then I also used up the Yenza face cream. All the way used up, cut it open, really did the thing. And I believe one of those was in just my regular project, and I don't know where the other one was in. Then this one, I think this is like pretty much dry, so I'm gonna declutter this. This is the Stila liquid eyeshadow in the shade Sea Siren. And then I'm pretty sure this is dried up. And honestly, I'm just getting tired of reviving it, so I'm going to call this done. This is the Hallucinogenesis Color Pop Jelly Much Shadow. I think this was in Partners in Cream, but yeah, we're just gonna call it done. This might have been a fail panning year because I feel like I haven't really panned, like fully panned or met as many goals, and honestly, I didn't update that much this year. In a while. I think it's just harder when you have to sit down and film, but I'm hoping to get back to it, and I'm gonna kind of like sit down this next week, enjoy the holiday. I am going to be very busy because, you know, that's just what happens when you work holidays. But I'm going to like figure out what projects I want to do, see what's coming back, see what I want to join. I definitely want to like scale it back a bit. I know I try, like I don't know what I'm going to do. I might scale back some projects, and then I might also just like, I might like do less, if that makes sense. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what projects you're participating in next year, or if you have any project pan tips. This was I think this is my 8th year panning. I think that's what it is. So in a couple of years, I've been doing it 10 years, but I definitely need to get back to it, and I'm always down to take tips. I don't think you can ever be seasoned enough to not take tips. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!